7:04. So I think we can get started with the meeting. First, business item is to approve previous minutes. Lauren sent them around. Anyone?
I make a motion to approve minutes.
I'll second
Okay.
it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 So that was unanimous. Approve expenses. Lauren, is there one? Lakes and Ponds voucher?
Don't believe so. Just check in case I forgot. Meg, do you want me to show the account balances? Do that.
Sure.
Yeah, there is one voucher.
Lakes and Ponds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Just forgot to print it. Oh, and then, yeah, there's Lakes and Ponds voucher for about 9,700, and then a legal ad expense for a little over 100. That was for probably all of the town meeting articles.
And I did check with Dave, the chair of the Lakes and Ponds, and he said it's okay to pay that invoice. So I would make a motion to pay both those vouchers. We're just prepared.
I second the motion.
Discussion?
No.
Voice vote, aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Chris, aye.
Aye.
That was. Okay, you want to talk a little bit about accounts?
Yeah. Let me share the screen. Okay, so working on kind of sorting through the accounts. Balance sheet. So up top are the main accounts that funds are coming out of so far. And the red are anticipated transfers from the warrant articles that were approved at special town meeting. You can see below there's 17,000 from Robertson Trail Bridge, 25,000 from First Cemetery, 100,000 from the athletic fields, and then the town hall improvements were approved for 3.3 million. And that'll probably come in several payments over a number of years. I don't think we have the exact number yet, but you can expect that in the future. It'll be similar to the town hall renovations from a few years ago that we're still paying. And then you can see the other expenses here.
Just the item 13, it's actually the Howarth Glen Trail Bridge.
Oh, right. Robertson Trail Bridge is already on here. Okay. I think that's all.
Any questions? Anybody else?
So was the, I guess my only question there is the plan, like, how are we think we're doing with the town hall renovation one as well as athletic fields? Like, is that, I know we need to vote on it each year. However, are we kind of watching that in a separate account and just kind of having that on the side, knowing that that's going to happen? Are we doing it with the kind of a countdown to say, like, I know we said for like 20 years, but, do we make a notion or do we note it somewhere that, hey, this is 1 of 20, and next year it'll be 2 of 20, that type of thing. So that way we always know, all right, how many more do we have left? Right? Assuming that most of us probably aren't going to be on the board when it finishes.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think for the original town hall bond, the warrant articles, there's one to pay off the bond, the yearly payment at the annual town meeting, each annual town meeting. And the articles, at least recently, they've they've noted it's like the 11th payment, you know, or 8 more payments to go or something like that. So
Yeah.
I assume the one for the new town hall bond could be written in a similar way. This is the first of 20 payments. It's May.
Okay,
Okay. Those account updates, funded project updates. Brett Milpon, the master plan is getting sucked into the plan to review. Probably actually, I'd say at least 2/3 of the plan is under review by the Lakes, Ponds and Streams Committee. So there's good progress being made there. The Robertson Trail Bridge, we did put out that design project out to bid, and we received 3 bids. All of them were higher than the amount of funds we have available. The low bid was around 155,000 roughly, and the that's 40,000 more than is available funding. So we didn't make any awards, obviously. And I think the Conservation Commission is still trying to decide how to go forward with it, whether we're going to potentially ask for some more funding from the CPA at the annual town meeting, or try to redesign the bridge to have a less expensive project. One possibility would be to use the funds we have to install the bridge abutments, and then come up with a much cheaper option for the bridge itself. Right now, proposed to be a I-beam, a metal beam, goes across the brook. Very resilient design. I think that design could get overtopped by a very rare flood event and still survive. You know, if we went with some sort of a wooden bridge, which I think would be a lot cheaper, also it could potentially be constructed by volunteers or Boy Scouts. But a wooden bridge would be probably any design we come up with would be less resilient or prone to damage by a big flood event. Yeah. The bridge that we the elevation that we have designed this bridge to is thought to be about a 200-year event. So it's already pretty conservative, but you know, a 200-year event can occur in any year. And you know, some people would say what used to be a 200-year event is now maybe more like a 100-year event. Because we're getting more potent rainstorms. So anyway, that's this. No ask right now. I think the commission's going to have to make some decisions on this soon. But there's a potential they might come back asking for more funds. Shortfall is around 40,000.
got it.
Any questions on that? Annual report, Lauren sent around a draft. I think was really great. I'm going to add a few things to it concerning projects that are underway or finished projects, actually. The Trail Bridge, give an update on that, an update on the Lakes and Ponds study, and then District 9 Schoolhouse, which really the project was completed this fall with a recording of the conservation restriction. But I would ask folks to review this. And if you have any comments, please send them to Lauren. Lauren can consolidate the comments, and then we can have a near final draft to approve at January meeting. Thanks, Lauren.
Yep.
The here I added since I sent it around, so I'll resend this version out, so get comments back. And just a note on this part in red, I'm not too sure where to find this. I'll look around, it might be just like coming from the state or something. I was just in a meeting today where they were talking about CPA funding, so might be able to find it there, or I'll ask the town accountant. But this is the only thing that I haven't updated.
Okay.
I'll do the best.
So I guess the only question I have on that one is that's the percentage that gets allocated across based on the total amount assigned, right? So that kind of follows that standard algorithm.
Not too sure. I know that like the 10%, like it's always gonna be the same amount-ish, same percentage going to
Yep.
the three main accounts. So that I could find in the transfers, like in like from the town accountant. But the amount that we get from local revenue, I'm not sure where to find that. And then I think like the matching grant is probably following an algorithm.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we must have had a 10% number from Kenny. That's where the 196 came from. So 10% must be
Yeah,
921,000.
yeah, okay, that makes sense.
But the CPA coalition website might have some info on it.
Yeah. Yeah, because one would think that, we got $921,960 in total, right? Which means that the anticipated local revenue number is something slightly different, as well as the matching, maybe the matching grant is, maybe that number is good, right? But certainly 10% of, 1.02 isn't 92,196. So there's something funky there. So yeah, we can, that's probably just something we can get from Kenny, and hence why you have it in red. I get it. Yep. Sometimes we can take a look at the account. Sometimes he puts a starting value of monies in, and that might be able to tell us. So I'll take a look at his report that he had sent out and see if I can help figure that out with you, Lauren and Mike.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you.
Yep. So if people look through it, if there's any other edits or comments, shoot them to Lauren directly. That way we don't, and just Lauren. That way we don't have an open meeting law issue sharing information outside of the meeting.
Yep.
And then next is unanticipated topics. Unanticipated topics.
But Chris, go ahead.
I don't know if this is the right place to ask this, but because I wasn't able to be at the special town meeting last month, I just wanted to get your impressions of the, how the meeting went. I know all the articles, all the CPC articles were approved, the ones that made it to the warrant. I heard, I spoke to David Laper a week or so after I got home from my trip, and he told me everything kind of went through smoothly. I was just wondering whether you experienced any either questions that you weren't anticipating, objections by anybody. Was it literally a unanimous consent type of thing, or was there any enlightenment at all from questions or concerns that people were expressing, or is it really smooth sailing?
No, I think it was pretty smooth sailing.
So that gauges the community support for, I mean, I know I'm new to the group and fairly new to town, so it seems like there's a lot of support for CPC recommended projects, and I was just wondering if there was anything other than what we know, the controversy over the church project, which didn't make it to the warrant, but everything else, there's pretty much unanimous support and little or no questions.
I think so. The only, Lauren, were you there? The person who spoke, who had questions about the costs of the plans and of the specifications of plans. What project was he?
Town hall renovations,
So,
and there was another one.
yeah, I'm trying to,
It was early on.
I'm just having a blank right now, but there was somebody who had real heartburn about the cost of the, basically the plans and specs. And I think it might have been a town hall project. And he just thought paying way too much for that, but that was when I'm pretty sure that it was a town hall project, and town manager had a breakdown of the costs. So there was a cost breakdown for basically plans and specs, and this person had some experience in that world and thought it was too much, but those similar comments have shown up before, say with the plans and specs for the Rose Street Bridge. I remember someone speaking that they thought it was just too expensive, but that was the only one thing I can remember. No one really questioned the use of CPC funds for the town hall project. But I'd have to, I'm pretty sure that was the.
Yeah, I feel like there might have been two. But I can't remember. I think town hall and then something else.
So anyway, that's from my memory, that was it. But in terms of votes, there were a few people, I think, on each article who voted no, but maybe on the order of like 10% or 15%.
Okay.
The new voting system, you get the actual counts. It's electronic voting. So
Right.
actual counts were provided.
Okay. Thanks. Good to know.
Yeah, the only other thing that I was gonna add in is with the school stuff being approved, recreation actually has received an inquiry from Nipmuc on what we might be able to do field wise while that front field is under construction. So, it's probably going to be, at least a year before that's gonna, once they start the construction on it anyway, which should be next summer, of what we do then. So, so we've got, obviously recreation has some other things going on there, but, we're not necessarily asking for anything, recreation for follow-on support of that item, but just letting you guys know that, there is a piece, depending on how much the fields really start getting maybe overtaxed a little bit because of that being offline. Maybe there's something that has to come back in the future in terms of some funds to resurface things or something. I don't know, but I'm just throwing it out there as an FYI, right? On fields are going to start getting taxed pretty good in the next little bit. And I'm hoping people had a general assumption. I knew it was coming, and it's here. So
Are they
Right.
gonna ask Blackstone Valley for any help?
So believe it or not, Blackstone Valley usually asks us for help as well. They're actually more space bound than Nipmuc is. They only have, they've got that front field with the track. They've got the softball field next to it, which football tends to do some practice stuff at. And then they've got that backfield, which JV teams, field hockey and everyone else uses. So there's a number of times during the fall that Blackstone Valley actually reaches out to us as well, saying, can we get any time? So it's going to end up it may put us in a pretty big damper if both of them if Blackstone Valley comes and is asking for field time in addition to Nipmuc being offline and having to do stuff field wise.
You,
So, just again, it might just overtax some of the fields a little bit, but it's coming. Laura, maybe another thing, maybe a future CPC piece. I'm not sure. We do have some things in with Mike Antonellis anyway on the first base dugout repair down at Kiwanis. There's some quotes that have been out there in terms of, potential work. There may be some grant things, not 100% sure, but I know that that's something that we were looking to try to get in probably next fall. So there may be stuff that's going to be coming up during the spring season, or during the spring anyway, maybe for the normal town meeting in terms of a funds request. But I need to reach back out to Mike to see where we're at with it. So just as a future thing that may be coming.
thank you.
I think
Anything
that's
else?
it for me.
Okay, next meeting is the first Wednesday in January, okay for folks? It's January
7th.
7th.
Yeah, and that should give us enough time to do a final review just before Sue needs that annual report, right?
Right.
So,
Well, have a nice holiday, everyone.
yes, great holiday, yeah.
So, motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Happy
Alright.
holidays, everyone.